I know.
All right. Should the government tell you how to invest your retirement savings? What role should the government have in advising you about the money that goes into your retirement accounts? What role is there for the government? You have to ask Judge Napolitano everything about the government. So wait a second. We've got John Bogle. He's testifying at the moment before Congress. And
Princeton man.
Princeton, indeed, yes. It's a leftist institution, isn't it?
I know, because what you're about to say sounds like he went to the London School of Economics.
Oh, it's even farther left. Okay. No, he's what we know so far, and what he's said so far, is that he's very worried and very concerned about some Americans who have an enormous amount of money in an IRA or a 401k where it receives tax protection. 300 people have an IRA with more than $25 million. God
bless them.
IRA.
God bless them.
Okay, well, they're getting a big tax break on that.
God bless them.
And John Bogle and President Obama say, this is a bit too much. Now, I don't think there's anything unconstitutional about the government saying, we don't like all this money going in there. We're going to modify the rules. Nothing unconstitutional.
All right, here's how the government looks at it. If the government creates a benefit, a tax shelter, an opportunity to invest wealth free from ordinary taxation, it has the right to impose strings on the entry into that tax shelter. And those strings can be financial or social. They can regulate the behavior of the people who take advantage of that by the strings they attach. From my perspective, those strings are repellent because an individual should be free to invest his or her money as he sees fit. The tax shelter shouldn't exist. The taxes shouldn't exist. But as long as the government gives people breaks, Stuart, it will impose those strings. And as long as the government thinks it knows better how to invest money than the investors do, it will punish them when they invest differently than the government wants and reward them when they invest the way the government wants.
We think that John Bogle may go further in that he might say, I want to limit where your private money can go.
He must have a graduate degree from the London School of Economics. He could never have learned this left-wing big brother nonsense at Princeton.
May I continue?
Of course, it's your show. Forgive me.
There you go. No, I think that he wants to go further. I think he wants to say, you can't put your money into this or this. You've got to have some guidance from the government as to where you put your private money. And I lose the guy at that point completely. I'm totally opposed to it.
Guidance from the government.
In your interest.
Creating wealth. The government hasn't created a nickel of wealth. Who would accept its guidance on how to do so? I would accept your guidance.
You would?
Because you've created a great deal of wealth. But not the government's. The government hasn't created any wealth.
I'm with you. Okay, I think we're in total agreement on this one. Okay. Now try this one. Okay, hold on a sec. Vermont public schools. They are banning brownies in favor of healthier alternatives. Kale chips, for example. Now, this is the state government of Vermont. Public schools in Vermont, no, you can't have brownies. Constitutional, yes or no? Nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's unconstitutional because the parents have the right to control what the children eat under standard Supreme Court law. In fact, it's Roe versus Wade, a case that's known for its ruling on abortion. It also addresses the fundamental nature of the right to raise children. The government does not have any right to interfere with that. So if you send your child, if you had a school-age child, to school with a brownie instead of a kale chip, the school can't take the brownie away from the child and give the child a kale chip. But if the school wants to stop serving brownies and only serve kale chips, the school can do that.
I'm with you.
In Vermont, as I understand it, they are prohibiting the consumption of brownies on school property. How they will enforce that without detrimentally affecting the parent-child relationship is beyond me.
And actually, our producer, Justin, just said, what's the penalty? So you nibble on a brownie?
I don't know what the penalty is. I guess they take the rest
please.
of the brownie away from you, even though it's the parent's decision to give it to you.
Are you in favor of obesity all of a sudden?
No, I'm not in favor of obesity. You know that, but I'm in favor of people making their own choices.
Wait till you get a grandson with a sugar high, and you've got to take care of him for about 6 hours.
It would be my responsibility, not the government's. Touche.
Excellent, Judge. I think, round of applause. Golf clap for the judge.